I'm not a doctor. Professor Alfandi, he is a very every day and every now and then. Why? You must think of your family, your young family. If you pass away, and I tell you, oh, I have 50 years, a lot of, some of, not a lot, maybe about 7 of them, I saw them dying in the bed in my hospital. And I have told, one is my very good man, I said, it was 20 years ago, I told him, please stop smoking, but he continued. And he got cancer of the lung, and I visited him in his deathbed. And he passed away when I said, it was so sorry, I can't do much. Well, in my own mind, I wanted to tell him because he was suffering already. I said, how I wish he had listened to me 20 over years ago. Stop the smoke, and he would have lived at least 10 years more. So I think I have been campaigning in Sunway City with the World Health Organization and Malaysian Ministry of Health. They all know to campaign against smoking. We even in our hospital provide anti-smoking tablets or what have you for free. But people still want to smoke, still want to kill themselves. What can I do? But anyway, in Sunway City, Kuala Lumpur, finally, because of my good work, the government knows I'm so serious. They give my auxiliary police permission. If you smoke in Sunway, a 300 ringgit summon. We have the authority to fine you 300 ringgit if you smoke. So please think of your family, think of your health, don't smoke. Yeah, it'll be a fantastic thing for everyone here. I remember Tan Sri Nasaruddin. He goes to Teh Tarik a lot. I sometimes meet him there. He smoked like anything. I said, Tan Sri, don't smoke, terrible. And today, of course, he died of lung cancer in US. And his wife also kena. Because why? The second-hand smoke. Every day in the bedroom, smoke. The wife can't do anything also, inhaling all the smoke. Just imagine. It's terrible. Anyway, hope that my appeal to you will help you be healthy. We need you people. You are the young people with knowledge, and you are our future for Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to make quality education affordable and accessible, I decided that education should not be a profit venture. Just like the challenges faced by Sunway Group in its early days, the growth of our Sunway educational entities had a rocky start when we set up Sunway College as a single entity in 1987, almost 40 years ago. The venture was loss-making for more than 10 years in the beginning. In fact, some of my senior managers advised me to shut down the college, but I refused, as I believe that education is a long-term venture. Now you can see how many people, the Masale, when I started Sunway College in 1987, I have Leicester University, Curtin University, and Western Michigan University of the US. 3 continents came and saw me, and I started the twinning program with them. I never forget that the Leicester Vice Chancellor, Sir Edward, asked me, hey, Jeffrey, what do you know about education? I said, same thing, I'm just a businessman that do business in the heart, but that's why you are here to help me. Yeah. So, like I said, the core value of humanity is so good. If you are humble, take away the EGO word, I tell my people, forget about EGO. You can have a bit of EGO, but not too much. If you have too much, you won't get yourself support. Yeah. So I was very humble, and I said that please help me start the college. That's how we started the training program. And from there, we grew to what it is today, a full-fledged university, and with training with the top university, I mean with collaboration with the top university in the world. And I have always maintained that we cannot mess around with the education of our children. So we kept it going, and eventually with much tenacity and foresight, we turned things around. Ladies and gentlemen, the success and growth of Sunway enabled me to realize my lifelong dream. That is to set up a foundation dedicated to nation building and giving back to society in an impactful manner. In photo is not here yet. It will be coming. And he is a member of the trustee. You look at the board of trustee, they are all very prominent, very high integrity people. All right. If the Jeffrey Chia Foundation is mucking around or playing, changing, cooking the books, so to speak, these people will never sign their accounts. So it is very transparent, Jeffrey Chia Foundation. In 2010, I gifted my entire equity stake in the Sunway Education Group, which comprises Sunway International School, Sunway Colleges, and Sunway University, to the Jeffrey Chia Foundation in perpetuity, forever. Yeah. And with this, I believe I have institutionalized our Sunway Education Group for prosperity. The equity stake, if it is listed on Bursa Malaysia, would have been worth several billion ringgit back then. The foundation owns and governs all entities under the Sunway Education Group in a not-for-profit structure, making education affordable, accessible to as many qualified Malaysians as possible. All financial surpluses are plowed back into the foundation for research, scholarships, grants, expansions of facility, and recruitment of top-notch faculty. And not a single cent goes into my pocket, nor the bank account of my family members. The foundation is now Malaysia's largest education-focused social enterprise. And to date, the foundation has awarded scholarships and grants amounting to more than 745 million ringgit. And my goal is to give out several billion ringgit
Dr. Jeffrey Chia. Your thoughts on leadership and success of Someway have given us a view of what it takes to build a legacy that not only thrives today, but also protects the future for the next generation. Esteemed guests, members of the floor, it is our pleasure to welcome Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Insinyur Dr. AHMAD SAMSURI MOKHTAR, Terengganu Menteri Besar, to this program. Now, we have come to the most awaiting session, which will be a forum session. With a list of great speakers, we will have an inspiring discussion on leadership for sustainability, shifting the paradigm from ideas to action. So please join me in welcoming our moderator, Yang Berusaha Encik Daniel Abdul Rahman, Chief Executive Officer of the Asian Strategy and Leadership Institute, to the stage. Next, it is also my pleasure to invite our three panelists, which are Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Insinyur Dr. AHMAD SAMSURI MOKHTAR, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Seri Sir Dr. Jeffrey Chia, and also Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Dr. Sharifah Zahra Syed Ahmad on stage for the forum session. Please welcome. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now let's kickstart this forum session. Over to you, Encik Daniel.
Testing mic. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, Yang Amat Berhormat. Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Insinyur Dr. AHMAD SAMSURI MOKHTAR, Terengganu Incorporated Group Chairman and Chief Minister of Terengganu, berikan tepukan kepada Yang Amat Berhormat for being with us today. Of course, Tan Sri Sharifah, Tan Sri Jeffrey, Ahli Kepimpinan Negeri, Barisan Kepimpinan Terengganu Incorporated, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final and much-awaited leadership forum this evening. I am Daniel Rahman, the CEO of the Asian Strategy and Leadership Institute, and it is my honor to moderate today's session. First and foremost, berikan tepukan to yourselves for being with us up until 4 p.m. Alhamdulillah, from the sessions this morning, Yang Amat Berhormat and my distinguished panel, it was very inspiring to see everything that Terengganu Incorporated is doing, that's doing in the state. Your speech yesterday was also very inspiring, from increasing scholarships and commitments in renewable energy. Tan Sri Jeffrey, his presentation about turning Sunway into Asia's sustainability model corporation. And of course, we'll hear soon from Tan Sri Sharifah and her experience as a distinguished diplomat, civil servant over almost 30 years. Now, today's forum is Leadership for Sustainability, shifting the paradigm from ideas to action. Izinkan saya bermula sedikit dengan mukadimah ringkas ya. Menurut World Economic Forum Global Risk Report 2024, 4 daripada 5 risiko global dunia, or 4 of the 5 global risks, kesemuanya berkaitan dengan sustainability. Saya tak pasti sama ada tuan-tuan puan-puan pernah lihat. The first is extreme weather events, fenomena cuaca ekstrim. The second is critical change to Earth systems, penukaran sistem kritikal bumi. The third is biodiversity loss, kehilangan biodiversity. And the fourth is ecosystem collapse and natural resource shortages, runtuhan ekosistem dan kekurangan sumber alam semula jadi. Dalam kata lain, these are urgent issues that require leadership and sustainability leadership. In Islam, the Quran teaches us about our role as a Khalifa or vicegerent, where in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 30 it says, "Indeed, I will make upon the earth a successive authority or a vicegerent." As this Quranic verse signifies, each human being is created as Allah's Khalifa to hold all of Allah's creations in trust and to preserve it in harmony with the universe. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ emphasized this responsibility when he said, "Show mercy to those on earth, including creations, and Allah who is in heaven will show mercy to you. It is a reminder to all of us that we hold a sacred trust to maintain balance and avoid destruction. I'm also reminded by a quote by Johan Rockström, one of the world's leading sustainability experts, when he said, "The future is not determined. The future is in our hands. What happens over the next century will be determined by how we play our cards today." And that's why today's program is so important in us setting that path forward with our leaders here. Now, on that note, allow me to get straight right into it. I believe we all know our distinguished esteemed members, and I would love to start with Yang Amat Berhormat Menteri Besar with the first question. Yang Amat Berhormat, if I may. Well, Tan Sri Jeffrey just had a sharing, so I think we start with our distinguished guest and to hear your opinion. May I switch on Yang Amat Berhormat's. Yeah? Okay. Yang Amat Berhormat, if I may ask the question, yeah? Now, stability is very important, economically, socially, politically, and the Terengganu state government under your leadership for the past 4, 5, 6 years has enjoyed that stability. How do you see the role of transformational leadership? You've got many leaders here shaping the state's agenda as well as the sustainability agenda.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The moderator and other fellow panel, Tan Sri Jeffrey. I never know that Tan Sri Jeffrey already 79. 79. Nampak macam about just 60. And Tan Sri Sharifah Zahra. Before I continue with the answers, I think it's very important for me to just put a note here. I received a few SMS or WhatsApp messages from, I think, some of those people in the audience. So they asked me whether I'm going to speak in English or in Bahasa. I said, why? What's the problem? He said, I mean, this a friend of mine said, if, you know, for them, the term they use in Terengganu, dak lawah dengar dia kata, kalau cakap orang putih. Dak lawah, I mean, they are not really satisfied in listening those in English. But I told them, my answer to these people, I kata, the problem with the speakers from the morning, and I believe it's also similar with the panel, mereka pun dak lawah kalau cakap bahasa Melayu. Ada benda yang tak boleh nak express. But I think I'm going to mix up. I'm going to mix bahasa in English so that the most important thing is for you all to understand what we are dwelling in this forum. So the question, soalan mengenai stability, I think semua di antara kita ini agrees that stability atau kestabilan is a very important thing. Even it's not just the states for that matters, but also in the family, termasuklah dalam keluarga, dalam organization, in your own organization as a board directors or as a chairman. And truly enough, we need to show a role model in engaging our role as a board directors or as a chairman in your organization. Kita mesti menunjukkan contoh dan teladan. I think no other people can show the most top tier example as a leader as compared to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Peace be upon him. Di mana Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam telah menunjukkan contoh teladan as a exemplary top tier leaders. What happened semasa Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam together with the 1,000 companions, sahabat-sahabat pergi berjalan ke Makkah untuk menunaikan umrah pada tahun ke-6 Hijrah ataupun tahun 1436 Masihi. And at the middle of the road near Hudaybiyah, about 22 miles towards Mecca, they were stopped by the Quraysh. Tak boleh masuk Quraysh. Tak boleh masuk Mecca. And then that's where we started to have this perjanjian Hudaybiyah in which Nabi tak boleh masuk Mekah dan terpaksa berundur ke Madinah. So bila berundur dalam keadaan telah memakai ihram, semua kita tahu bahawa Nabi kena, semua yang telah makan ihram nak buka ihram kena tahallul. Maka timbullah nak kena potong rambut dan juga sembelih. Nabi keluar arahan kepada sahabat-sahabat, to the companion to do that. Tapi tak ada orang buat. So, apa yang berlaku, Nabi SAW telah menunjukkan contoh. Shows an example, orang lain tak nak buat, Nabi buat dulu. Dan sehinggalah diikuti oleh para sahabat. So bayangkan dalam keadaan seperti itu, the leaders need to show exemplary role, create a vision, mempunyai visi dan misi, dan another important thing is kepercayaan, trust, to build the trust. You cannot force people to trust you. Ini kadang-kadang problem kita ini dalam negara yang merdeka seperti kita ini. Okay, we are not living in Mogadishu, we are not living in Iraq in which the element of dictatorship is one of the key elements to govern a state or country. We are living in the quite a free society macam dalam negara kita ini. So kita kena build trust, kepercayaan. Kita kena bina kepercayaan di kalangan our subordinate, some other board of directors kalau kita ini chairman, ataupun our colleague kalau kita one of the board of directors, dan build trust together with dengan pengurusan. And then another important things or criteria as a transformational leadership adalah kita kena juga empower others, mendidik orang-orang lain, mengajar orang-orang lain yang ada di sekeliling kita itu dalam organisasi to achieve greatness, untuk mencapai kecemerlangan. Bukan kita seorang saja. So at the end of the day, apa yang kita capai untuk syarikat, untuk company yang tuan-tuan ada sekarang ni, bukan kerana pencapaian the chairman alone, bukan pencapaian chief executive officer or general manager, but you aspire others, macam itu Tan Sri Jeffrey Chia tadi, you aspire others and to achieve the greatness together, untuk mencapai kecemerlangan secara bersama-sama. I think that's the most important thing. Apa yang saya sebagai, kembali pada soalan tadi, sebagai one of the your leaders. Setiap orang ni ada leader macam-macam. Di kawasan dia ada leader dan macam-macam. But I'm one of your leaders. Try to aspire, to inspire, untuk memberi semangat, menunjukkan contoh kepada semua how we should handle issues and problem that surrounding us, ataupun apa jua masalah yang ada dalam sekeliling kita. Kalau dalam negeri-negeri lah, kalau dalam organisasi atau syarikat adalah seperti dalam syarikat. Saya rasa itu je lah jawapan saya.
Terima kasih Yang Amat Berhormat. Mungkin saya ada soalan susulan ya, kalau diizinkan. Yang Amat Berhormat sekarang ni saya lihat ada satu rencana yang mengatakan gaya pemimpinan Yang Amat Berhormat Menteri Besar adalah seorang pemimpin yang pragmatik, yang non-confrontational dan suka berdialog. Mungkin kalau saya guna istilah cerita Marvel, what is your origin story? Ya, di manakah bermulanya ataupun siapakah yang membentuk Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri untuk menerapi nilai-nilai pendekatan ini yang pragmatik, yang balance dan berdialog?
Do you always ask the difficult question?
That is my job. Thank you. I take that as a compliment, Datuk Seri.
I think it's very difficult answer. Soalan yang susah untuk dijawab sebab, you know, setiap di antara kita ini melalui pelbagai proses from birth until kita who you are now. Throughout the whole process itu kita akan bertemu dengan berbagai-bagai cara pendidikan atau tarbiyah dan sebagainya. And along the journey, kita akan belajar lots of things in our life. Ada formal teacher, ada formal mentor, ada yang bersifat kita observation from the surrounding, itu pun menjadi teacher kita. Jadi saya rasa to answer that, the whole lots of people are contributing to whatever characters that they see in myself.
Okay, terima kasih, boleh berikan tepukanlah kepada jawapan tu. It's not meant to be a difficult question, but I always, who we are today is a journey. And I think when Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri talked about the journey that he has had in different mentors, I think that also gives us an insight to what has brought us to where we are today. If I may move on to Tan Sri, Tan Sri Sharifah. Tan Sri, for your question, earlier at lunch we spoke about your experience. You were based in New York for many years, all over the world. Vienna was your first appointment. Now, you have advocated for sustainable development pillars and gender perspectives to be integrated into mainstream government policies and plans. How would you rate the progress of Malaysia, and what can we do better?
Thank you. Terima kasih banyak, Daniel. First and foremost, I would like to thank the government of Terengganu yang amat berhormat dan juga adik saya, Bob, for having me here today. In fact, I feel very honored. And for you, Tan Sri, I would like to say that from the bottom of my heart, you have really inspired me and inspired everyone here. Am I right? You know what? How many times you use the word humble? Humble, okay? And I like that word very much because that is what we are. And we are, if we are to succeed, we need to be humble and you do things from your heart. So I feel so like, I was telling Bob, look at that, look at what he has done. I feel so small, Tan Sri, compared to you. But, you know, I'm telling you, I don't have any local standard, actually. I am just an advocate, Tan Sri, YAB, Daniel. I am just a champion of something that I'm passionate. Like, for example, you told me about sustainability, yes. And you said that I am doing all the work for gender. Yes, that's true. And I would like to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, I have traveled the world. I'm a diplomat, pegawai, tadbir dan diplomatic, but I was given an opportunity. Saya telah diberi, campur-campur, tak ingat dah. Sorry, saya telah diberi peluang untuk bertugas di luar negara. Ya, jadi from pengalaman yang saya dapati di luar negara, kita telah berjalan seluruh dunia dan kami mendapati gender mainstreaming that you sebut tadi itu adalah amat penting untuk kita kerana kita harus memahami wanita-wanita yang ada di sini hari ini sebenarnya mempunyai potensi that need to be unlocked and unleashed. Betul tak kalau saya cakap macam tu wanita-wanita semua ni? Sebab apa? Mereka adalah separuh daripada penduduk dunia. Sekarang ini separuh daripada penduduk Malaysia. Dan mereka adalah aset yang paling penting dalam pembangunan negara. Dalam Sustainable Development Goals, you know better than I do, kita ada satu chapter khas untuk wanita. Chapternya tu adalah Gender Equality, chapter 5. Ya, chapter 5. I need to park myself, Bob, at UNISA YAB if you wish that I discuss chapter 5 and Daniel about the achievement. But what I have done since I joined in, because gender mainstreaming is actually new. It was called gender integration. Dulu kita panggil integrasi wanita. Samalah dengan sustainable development ni, mengintegrasi sustainable development. Integrasi maknanya kita letak sana sikit, kita letak sini sikit. Kita nampak wanita being marginalized dalam bidang apa? Dalam bidang health. Kita pun kata okey, kita bantu sikit sini. Oh, wanita tidak diberi peluang untuk mendapat pendidikan yang tinggi. Oh, kita kata kita ambil sedikit polisi, buat policy decision, kita gunakan, kita buat. Itu namanya integrasi. Kalau kita integrate tetapi kita tidak mengarus perdanakan ataupun gender mainstreamkan apa hasrat kita ke dalam polisi kita, planning kita, execution kita, bermakna kita akan meninggalkan lubang-lubang di mana kita tidak dapat melaksanakannya dengan baik. Jadi daripada Nairobi, I have been involved in integrating and gender mainstreaming. Daripada Nairobi forward-looking strategies, sampailah kita ke Mexico, kita ke Copenhagen, kita ke Beijing, Beijing balik ke New York, berbagai-bagai plights of women we found dalam berbagai-bagai areas dalam life mereka. Dan di Beijing kita ada, we call it the Beijing Platform for Action. Saya tahu saudari-saudari sini yang pernah ambil gender studies, you will understand that. Otherwise, I can always help you to understand what is there in there. Alright? 12 areas yang memberi fokus yang kita harus ambil tindakan dari segi poverty-nya sama dengan sustainable development goals, ya. No poverty, no hunger, health, education, violence against women, women and environment, women in peace and war, semuanya kita cover. Jadi dengan ketiadaan suara-suara wanita, kita tidak akan dapat melihat sesuatu persoalan dan mencari solusi itu dari lens of women. Perspektif wanita yang terlalu banyak pengalamannya kerana wanita merupakan orang yang dialah yang mengandung, dialah yang mendidik sasiah anak-anak, dialah yang membesarkan anak-anak, dia juga bekerja dan dia juga akan earn income untuk seluruh keluarga dia. Sebab itu selalu kita katakan satu line yang selalu kita ingat ialah when you educate a woman, sambung wanita, when you educate a woman, what do we do? Yes, you educate a nation. Tengok YB. They are so gender sensitive. So that was what I did. We established a ministry of women. Okay? We established, and I was the co-founder of the establishment of the Ministry of Women. And then daripada situ kita change. We amended our constitution. My God, it was not easy. It has been a real struggle. Like what you did with Sunway, I had been going through the same. This struggle of now sustainability has been the struggle that we had been going through in order to put women at their right place. I think that's already too much.
No, that's a very good start, Tan Sri. InsyaAllah kita akan ada beberapa soalan lagi lah after this. I may now move to Tan Sri Sejafricha very quickly. Before I ask Tan Sri's question to tuan-tuan puan-puan, kiranya ada soalan-soalan boleh ke pigeonhole seperti mana kita buat sepanjang hari. Of course, after this, I would like to open more floor to audience Q&A. So kalau boleh mulalah nak fikir-fikir soalan yang nak ditajukan kepada ahli-ahli panel kita pada hari ini. Tan Sri Jeffrey? Sir? Okay, sir. So earlier you give us a wide overview of Sunway, your achievements. It's been 50 years. Very simple question, Tan Sri. What brings you to Terengganu today?
I have been talking to Tan Sri As. We have been discussing how we can help the Malay heartland. We are entrepreneur, we are successful.
Boleh, bagi tepukan.
We want to go to the Malay heartland to see how to improve education, to improve infrastructure, to improve development and bring progress. You are all Malaysian. I am Malaysian. MB and all this are all Malaysian. We want to be together. If you go down, we all go down. Okay? If we come up, we all come up. We have to come here and see what we can do. I have no magic wand, but we know we will try and see what is the best way forward. But it's not easy. It's going to be a long-term thing. We set the foundation right. I think we will eventually, like I said, the young children, the young people in Terengganu, I'm also very concerned, like Tan Sri. You know, they have no job, no decent job. If we don't create industries, businesses and progress, they have no jobs. And they may not have a life of decency or dignity. So we are very concerned. And that's why I say I aspire to inspire before I expire. I want to inspire a lot more to come and do something in the Malay heartland. You know, Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, Penang and all this, no problem because they have progressed quite well. A lot of investor goes in there. So if Tan Sri Asman and I, we can do a lot to bring foreign investors to help strategize like I said, we don't have the magic wand. I cannot promise anything, but we will do our best to bring, progress into Terengganu. Yeah. So this is one state. Maybe the next one we'll stop will be maybe Kedah or Kelantan. Which we are careful. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Tan Sri. All right. Very interesting. Susulan to that, if I may return to Yang Amat Berhormat Menteri Besar of the next question. So Tan Sri, Sir Jeffrey Chia mentioned mengenai mewujudkan peluang pekerjaan. Last night, Tan Sri, and this morning, Encik Burhanuddin this afternoon shared about Terengganu's plans, renewable energy, food security. Of course, Terengganu is also known for its rich cultural heritage and natural beauty. Personally, saya ni peminat ICT Port Nong. Cuma tak sempat lagi, Yang Amat Berhormat, because of the short trip here. But maybe if I can ask you, what strategies are you implementing to position Terengganu as a preferred destination for trade, tourism, and investment? And your vision, not just domestically, but internationally as well.
Okay, terima kasih kepada atas soalan itu. Negeri Terengganu ini dikenali all years long, since in the past 20 years, sejak daripada puluhan tahun lalu sebagai Kuwait of Malaysia. Our base adalah oil and gas. Dan kita tahu we still have, at the end of the day, oil and gas ini akan ada isunya yang perlu ditangani. Seperti mana yang kita lihat pada hari ini. Maka oleh kerana itu, diversity perlu dilaksanakan di negeri Terengganu dengan pelbagai perkara. Yang kita tahu negeri Terengganu ini adalah negeri yang kaya dengan heritage-nya, dengan natural beauty yang masih lagi belum di-explore. Dan menjadi destinasi untuk pelancongan yang perlu kita bawa lebih ke depan, termasuklah dari segi investment opportunity dalam negeri dan antarabangsa. Untuk kita keluar daripada kepompong ini, kita perlu bergerak laju ke depan. Sebab itulah saya sebagai yang diamanahkan sebagai ketua kepada portfolio yang ada. We have the portfolios of education, tourism, industries, and agriculture, and so on and so forth. We sit down together and discuss how we want to develop Terengganu, and that's where we come up with Pelan Induk Terengganu Sejahtera, in which consists of lots of things. Apa yang kita nak capai di negeri Terengganu ini, for example, our specific strategies adalah we have 8 tujuan economic trust yang kita nak capai di negeri Terengganu ni. 8 itu adalah penjanaan pendapatan baharu negeri Terengganu, the green technology, teknologi hijau, pusat pengeluaran makanan, peningkatan perdagangan dan perindustrian, pembangunan infrastruktur dan prasarana, Terengganu sebagai negeri digital, Terengganu sebagai negeri pelancongan dan penerokaan sumber nadi bumi. This is the 8 economic trust yang kita nak capai di negeri Terengganu, dan specific strategies ini memerlukan sub-strategi yang perlu dilaksanakan, dan saya percaya semua portfolio exco oleh Majlis Mesyuarat Kerajaan Negeri, they have gone through all those details, they come up with their action plan, apa yang perlu dibuat. Tinggal lagi ialah pelaksanaan yang perlu kita buat, dan sebab itulah we reach out negara-negara luar. We have program with with Japanese, with Korean, with Chinese, and some other countries of the world. Jadi ini antara usaha-usaha kita untuk membawa apa yang kita rangkakan di negeri Terengganu ini ke pentas antarabangsa, supaya at the end of the day kita akan kita akan ada investment opportunity from outside to come to Terengganu.
Thank you, Datuk Sri. Mungkin just a quick soalan susulan. Semalam Yang Amat Berhormat telah mengumumkan tambahannya 500,000 komitmen kepada pendidikan. Pada mata Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Sri, what is the value of that commitment in terms of education for the state in your eyes?
For certain people, 500,000 or 1 million, total of 1 million per year is nothing. We have known people yang kaya-kaya di Kuala Lumpur, mereka beli kereta mahal-mahal 1.5 million, 2 million easily. but 2 million, 1 million for that matters untuk rakyat negeri Terengganu yang memerlukan to uplift themselves in terms of their education, starting with education and increase or reduce the poverty, inherited poverty from their forefathers, untuk mengatasi kelemahan-kelemahan keluarga mereka dari segi kemiskinan dan sebagainya. This is salah satu cara yang dilaksanakan oleh negeri Terengganu. Apa yang saya sebut dari segi 500,000 plus 500 become 1 million itu adalah inisiatif khusus di bawah Terengganu Incorporated. Di bawah kerajaan negeri kita ada di bawah Yayasan Terengganu dan lain-lainnya yang mengambil pelbagai inisiatif to increase the opportunity of orang Terengganu untuk belajar di peringkat yang lebih tinggi. Dan tentunya kita banyak dengar dah bahawa kita boleh beri duit kepada an individual, but duit itu akan habis. But we give them education, the education will make them survive for the rest of their life.
Terima kasih Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri. Boleh berikan tepukan untuk jawapan tu. Now, I would like to move very quickly back to Tan Sri Sharifah Zahra. Tan Sri, you know, we often talk about the challenges that we face, sustainability and engagement. But for someone with your experience, I'm sure you have seen a lot of untapped potential. Even your appointment as a leader within the ministry, within government, a female leader, is quite groundbreaking, especially for a country with our cultural makeup. Now, if I may ask you, what is the untapped potential when it comes to sustainability that Malaysia can be a leader of? Not just sustainability, but ESG, you know, the environment, social government. What can we show to the world from what you have seen and your experience?
Oh, okay, thank you. I would like to say this. First of perkara yang paling penting apabila kita nak mencapai sesuatu kejayaan, you talk about the untapped potential, kan? And I am a gender expert. So the untapped potential is actually the transformative power of women. We must tap that transformative power of women. By doing that, I do it in Islamic way. Yeah? We are going to do it from our own mold. And here in Terengganu, we do it from the perspective of Islam. And I really, Yang Amat Berhormat, would like to urge you that for women in Terengganu, based on the hukum hakam dari segi Islamnya itu, Terengganu hendaklah menjadi satu hub kepada scholarly punya pemikiran untuk analisis, belajar berkaitan dengan empowerment of women. Adakah empowerment of Adakah empowerment of women itu salah dari segi hukum Islam ataupun dia adalah sesuatu yang kita perlu encourage? Sebab Allah wujudkan, Ustazah, Allah wujudkan kita. Tan Sri Jeffrey kata kita tidak pilih. Kita nak jadi wanita atau kita nak jadi laki-laki. Kita nak jadi Cina atau kita nak jadi India atau nak jadi orang Melayu. Even masa kita dilahirkan, Allah memberikan, okay, you are what you are, today you are born equally as men and women, Yang Amat Berhormat. Jadi cantik kalau di negeri Terengganu ini kita ada satu akademi. Please Tan Sri, come here, invest. Dan adakan satu center for the empowerment of women from Islamic perspective. That will be really great. So that will show the world, if OIC countries cannot do it, Terengganu can do it. Okay? If Qatar and all those Arab countries are not doing it, Terengganu can do it. I would love to come back here, betul. Because that is the part that I really terkilan. Saya nak sangat supaya perspektif wanita ini di-read ataupun dibaca dalam satu sekolah, satu center of excellence ke apa, supaya kita lebih explore, Yang Amat Berhormat. Apa sebenarnya Islam kata dalam hadis, dalam Al-Quran dan sebagainya, dan bagaimana cara kita nak membina wanita. They are your 50% of the population. Don't waste. Hello girls. Are you okay with me? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Tan Sri Ustazah Sharifah here. Of course, Aisha radiallahu anhu was one of the greatest narrators of hadith of history,
Right.
and there's great examples in Islamic history on it, and a very good book on this as well. Speaking of which, earlier Tan Sri Sir Jeffrey, and I'll come to a question to you shortly, spoke about the first university in the world, Al-Qarawiyyin, was established by a woman, right? Also Sharifah Azahra, if I'm not mistaken. There you go, so the similar name. And coming back to that spirit, Tan Sri Sir, if I may ask you the next question. A bit of a different angle here. In your 50 years as leading Sunway, you've achieved a lot, of course. But I'm sure you would have had to enter tough negotiations. So, and all sorts of people you would have met in this journey, Tan Sri. How do you maintain your commitment to humility? You know, sometimes people might say, oh, I've achieved, I'm successful, therefore I am great. But you had very clearly pointed out that we should set our ego aside. What is your approach, you know, to negotiating with people, working with people, and what drives you in that sense?
Thank you for the question. Just to add to what Tan Sri Sharifah have said, I mean, the women power is indeed something very much we can harness for the nation. Now, I think I think 10 years ago, I'm the co-founder of 30% Club for public listed company, where all public listed company must have 30% female directors. Okay, it's still ongoing. So I think it's a very good thing. And why should we leave the women out? In fact, some of their brains are much better than the men. Anyway, now I think going through this journey, I have always emphasized that we are all human. We are all equal, and we treat each other with civility, sincerity, and respect. And by doing so, of course, we do have a tough negotiation, like going through 2 difficult times and all this. I have always stayed humble. And I have always tell people that this is a new point that you have said. I have got a lot to learn from you. That makes the other party feel so nice, to tell you more, to teach you more. And I think that is very important that we stay humble and really with the eagerness to learn, eagerness to see new things and make things happen. Yeah, so I think that has been my philosophy, and I in Sunway I always tell the HR, everybody, we don't look at passport, race or religion. We look at who can do the job well. We should give that person an opportunity. So that's like I said, religion is very personal. We don't want to. It's not that I don't respect religion. It's very personal. So just leave it as that. So we live together, and it's so powerful. Nobody has got what we have, in Malaysia. We got a very good diversity in culture, diversity in race and religion. And like I said, cuisine, the cuisine that we cook, and all these are fantastic selling point for us to bring in the tourists and people. Lots of foreigners come here. They love it here. They want to stay here. And this, I think the West, unfortunately, is going through a rough patch now. And I think it's the ASEAN Renaissance. Everybody is looking towards ASEAN, especially Malaysia. To tell you honestly, I talk to a lot of funds manager because they hold a fund very powerful. They invest in you or they don't invest in you. After the financial crisis, 1997, 98, 99, I even get scolding from them. Because why? Our government, when and they often change goalposts and even change the game. They said when they invest in certain things, he said, Jeffrey, you asked me to play your game. I come in here and play your game. You change the goalpost. You even change the game without telling us. I said, so sorry, it's not me, but we will learn from there. So I have been telling government that if we have a policy, if we want to change, we better announce it much earlier so that people have a chance. Transparency is very important. That people invest in money in the country, and this is something that we must profess to have. And to be honest, now the funds are becoming very excited with Malaysia. Very excited. I have been seeing a lot of them. They are very excited. But given time, we have the government being very stable and doing the right thing, putting up the right policy and signal, and welcoming these foreign funds. I think we will have it.
Thank you.
And I think Terengganu will come out top of it. And I think talent development is very, very important, including women, of course, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Sri Sir. Round of applause for Tan Sri Sir. Now, I'd like to open the floor kepada tuan-tuan puan-puan mungkin yang bertanyakan soalan kepada sama ada Yang Amat Berhormat Menteri Besar ataupun Tan Sri Sir. We have only about 10 minutes for questions. Jadi, dengan izin, I'm not sure whether the pigeonhole is available ataupun ada yang nak ke mikrofon untuk bertanyakan soalan. Ini adalah peluang ya, tuan seseorang di sana. Any one more? Mungkin kita boleh ambil 2 soalan terus dan panel kita boleh manage the questions. 1, 2, ya. Mungkin sebelah ni. Ya tuan, silakan. Boleh introduce yourself please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Azrin Adnan from Majlis Agama Islam dan Adat Melayu Terengganu, Maidam. I would like to address my question to Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Dr. Jeffrey. During the normal times, Tan Sri, is it okay?
Over there, yes. Go ahead,
Okay.
please.
So during the normal times, everything is in order. Everything is in order. Everything runs smoothly. So we can simply walk the talk. But then, when it comes to the turbulent times, it is very hard to put our ideas into action, due to several factors. And many leaders can be successful in the normal times. But then leading in turbulent times, it is clearly is a different story altogether. So my question is, how to be effective leaders during the turbulent times, especially when we have to deal with so many external factors that we cannot control. They are beyond our control. Thank you.
You like to?
Okay, thank you for the question. I just, through my own experience, I would like to say that during the recession and the financial crisis, we were having good plans. Suddenly, the storm came. So what do? So I think we have to change direction and get our team to really see the problem that we have. But as a leader, we should not panic. Even I never forgot in the 1997, 98, I got people coming to ask my president, he's going through such a storm, you don't, it's so difficult. But your Tan Sri walked into the office as if that nothing happened. So my president tell the guy, he said, you don't even know. You look at the swan in the water, the swan is always looking out, right? But underneath he's battling like hell to stay afloat. So that is something that I said, it's like an army in a war. If the general throw their arms and run, you think the soldier will not run with him? They will all run, So you have to stay very confident, and although at night you cannot sleep, but you in front of people you have to be, act like a leader. You have to come up with new strategy. Not necessarily that strategy will work, but you brainstorm. You brainstorm and listen. Now, say 200 of you here. If we have a problem, if I ask everybody's question, people may have different idea. But one smart idea from one smart person that will spark an idea that we can decide upon to take that route, it may help. So I always tell my people, said, don't just hear people. Sometimes you listen, okay? Like some of the government people, I always talk to them, hey, my friend, you only hearing me. I know you hear me, but you're not listening. So what can I do? So I think what I'm saying is, if we are in charge, we have to listen. We must listen to ideas, okay? And really think hard about whether it works, it helps us to overcome the issue and the problem. So that is my my little answer.
Datuk Seri Menteri Besar, would you like to add on to that point? I think turbulence in leadership, mungkin share some thoughts. Silakan.
Okay, I think apa yang ditanya oleh soalan daripada Dr. Azrin tadi is very relevant dengan apa yang kita sedang hadapi dalam dunia sekarang inilah. Tan Sri Jeffrey telah jelaskan tentang the needs of the character of the leaders that we need in solving problem or issues within the organizations. If you look at carefully dalam kitab Ibn Khaldun, an introduction atau muqaddimah. Same thing yang tuan-tuan kalau baca dalam Al-Ahkam Al-Sultaniyah daripada Al-Mawardi, which explain about how to elect a leader. The characters of the leader at the different era and different times that need to be different. Ini yang dilihat laku kepada in the modern times. The example that we've seen adalah, kita tak tengok tapi kita baca adalah, for example, Winston Churchill adalah yang membawa Britain keluar daripada perang, menang ke atas Hitler. At the verge of Hitler, Jerman nak masuk ke United Kingdom, and then Winston Churchill through his craft, war craft, dengan together with other leaders daripada negara lain, berperang, lawan, menang, kalah Jerman. Maknanya tak masuklah, tak jadi Jerman menakluki Britain. Dan mereka merayakan kemenangan. They celebrated the winning of the British of the war. Dan semua orang di Britain pada waktu itu semua happy, sangat happy dengan prestasi yang ditunjukkan oleh Winston Churchill. Beberapa tahun kemudian, come to the next election, next general election. Dan dalam next general election ini, seperti biasa, as usual, Winston Churchill masuk dalam election sebagai the leader of the government from Conservative Party, and the other party daripada Labour masuk Clement Attlee. Tapi kenapa dalam pilihan raya yang berikutnya, selepas Winston Churchill menunjukkan prestasi sebagai general yang paling hebat yang menyelamatkan Britain, kenapa dalam next election Winston Churchill kalah dalam pilihan raya? Clement Attlee menang from Labour Party dan akhirnya menjadi Perdana Menteri, the Prime Minister of Britain selepas daripada Winston Churchill. Tidakkah kita fikir, rakyat tidak terhutang budi kepada Winston Churchill? Ataupun rakyat tidak nampak bahawa Winston Churchill telah mengeluarkan Britain daripada dijajah oleh Jerman? Bila analisa dibuat oleh political researchers, mereka mendapati bahawa suasana rakyat pada waktu pilihan raya itu adalah, they remember the glories of winning dalam perang, tapi they are not seeking that someone yang menang itu semata-mata untuk menerajui negara mereka. Sampai waktu dan ketikanya there are times yang suasana pada waktu itu memerlukan seorang lain yang mempunyai vision, mempunyai matlamat yang jelas untuk membangun negara, bukan glorifying a person yang menjadi general. Itu mungkin waktu perang. They need the character seperti Winston Churchill waktu perang. Tapi dalam keadaan aman dan memerlukan pembangunan negara, they don't need people macam Winston Churchill. They need somebody else. Dan pada waktu itu yang menjadi yang paling kuatnya adalah Clement Attlee. Meaning to say, apa yang saya nak sampaikan di sini ialah the characters of leaders, top leaders, sama dalam negeri, dalam organisasi dan sebagainya, would also depend on this situational keadaan. Sebab itulah dalam leadership ini dia ada, kalau kita ikuti kursus-kursus leadership selain daripada yang disebut tadi leadership tadi itu adalah situational leadership yang perlu melihat keadaan, suasana pada waktu-waktu tertentu dan apa keperluan pada waktu itu untuk mempunyai leader dengan karakter-karakter yang diperlukan pada waktu itu. Mungkin pada waktu yang hebat, kita sudah menjadi suatu kuasa besar dan sebagainya, karakter seperti yang baik itu mungkin perlu. Tapi apabila kita berdepan dengan suasana yang sangat tegang dengan negara-negara sekitar umpamanya, kita perlu someone yang juga mempunyai karakter untuk membawa negara kita keluar daripada ketegangan dan sebagainya. Wallahualam.
Terima kasih Ahmad Muhammad Datuk Seri. Masa sebenarnya tidak mengizinkan, kita ada lebih kurang 5 minit, mungkin kita boleh, I'll try to maybe take the last few. Di belakang kita, sorry, the screen ada di belakang, terdapat banyak soalan. Okay, maybe I'll start with Tan Sri Sharifah dulu ya. Tan Sri, there are 2 questions. Yang atas kali itu, kepada Tan Sri Sharifah, negara mengalami kekurangan penoreh sekitar 80,000 peneroka. Setujukah Tan Sri jika kelas ini? Dan Tan Sri, saya nak gabungkan soalan ni dengan soalan terakhir Tan Sri, iaitu, this is a question to Tan Sri. Penoreh sekitar 80,000 penoreh ya. The other one, Tan Sri, is this. When somebody asks here, women cannot lead because they are too emotional. Now, could you put both of these thoughts together? Because if I were to harbor a guess, there's obviously potentially a little bit of stereotypes behind the questions. So, mungkin kalau Tan Sri boleh menjawab dua-dua sekaligus, as part of your closing thoughts as well.
Okay,
Thank you, Tan Sri. Silakan. I'll give you 3 minutes ya. Semua.
Okay, baik.
Sorry because of
Ya,
time.
berhormat Tan Sri Daniel.
Silakan Tan Sri.
Dan tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sekalian. Tengoklah tu, you tanya I pasal peneroka. Di mana you letak? Bukan I nak kata peneroka tu tidak bagus, peneroka tu bagus. What are you trying to say actually? You nak kata kat saya, wanita tak boleh panjat pokok kelapa. I think that's what you want to tell me. Don't challenge us, okay? We can do anything. I have been... If only you know my latar belakang, macam mana saya dilahirkan, macam mana bapa saya bagi nama saya, bagaimana saya hidup dalam keadaan kemiskinan dan sekarang ini saya telah diberkati. Semuanya itu adalah kerana apa? Kerana sokongan daripada orang yang dekat dengan kita, menyokong kita untuk kita menjadi siapa diri kita. Jadi kalau you kata you nak suruh supaya mengalami kekurangan penoreh, bermakna you menganggap wanita itu hanyalah layak menjadi penoreh. I tak kata penoreh tidak bagus. Penoreh membawa income. Penoreh gigih. Penoreh cekal. Saya tahu. Tapi kenapa tak tanya saya, Tan Sri, negara kita mengalami kurang dari 30% women as leaders. We are talking about leaders just now. Macam mana Tan Sri? Gitu. Women MPs, women ADUN, women yang diberi kuasa. They have the authority to influence people. Authority untuk influence policy making. Sit with you at the table. Give their ideas. Booster kita orang punya solutions terhadap masalah-masalah yang dialami, yang semuanya boleh dikongsi di antara lelaki dengan wanita. Jangan tanya jadi penoreh getah. How much skills do you need to jadi penoreh getah? Tell me. Siapa yang tanya mari? Tidak, sebab nak jadi penoreh getah, you belajar sekali aja saya you boleh. Kenapa tak tanya saya kenapa wanita tidak nak naik ke angkasa lepas ke? Nak jadi dalam aerospace ke? Digital punya apa ke? Tanyalah yang macam tu. Itu yang kita nak tengok. Hello fathers, you have daughters, okay? Hello brothers, you have sisters, okay? And husbands, you have wives. Jadi takkanlah semuanya ni nak dibiarkan jadi penoreh getah. Okay. Itu satu. You nak
Satu.
suruh jawab apa?
One, very quickly, Tan Sri, if you may, just this one, the question about this statement, women cannot lead because they're too emotional.
because they are too emotional. Don't take me as an example, okay?
You know what I'm saying?
I am anak keturunan Syed Syekh. Syekh ni dia emotional, you tahu. Tan Sri, kita ni emotional. You know why we are emotional? Because kita orang yang humble tau. Emotional ni orang yang baik tau. Dia humanity dia tinggi, humility dia tinggi. Kalau kita tidak boleh mengalir air mata apabila kita melihat seorang perempuan lain menderita, itu bermakna kita tidak ada emosi lah. Itu namanya EQ ya, YB. Kita ada IQ, kita ada EQ. Now you talk about EQ, okay? Women must have that EQ. If women doesn't have the EQ, women tak boleh membuai bayi dia. But at the same time, they rock the world, okay?
Tepukan. Thank you very much, Tan Sri, for that. Nak kata, kan dah kena marah, but no, it's true. Very great advice daripada Tan Sri Sharifah. Terima kasih, tepukan kepada Tan Sri sekali lagi. Now, my final question for Tan Sri Sir Jeffrey Chia. Tan Sri, there's two which I think are very important. I think I'll put them together. The question is, how do you ensure is a well-structured succession plan? 50 years, Tan Sri, you just mentioned 79, turning grade 80 next year. How do you do succession planning? Or what do you have in mind for that?
Yeah, thanks for the question. Of course, like any father or mother, you know, if you have something you would like to pass on to your children. But I am a very pragmatic person. And if I'm grooming my first son, yeah, if he doesn't work out to be what I hope him to be, then I would have to think about, you know, getting somebody else, making it, structuring it into a professional run, organization. That's for sure, because you know, we cannot allow 20,000 people without jobs, because we employ about 20,000 people. So I think it's a very difficult task to really know the person until that person is on the job and for a bit of time, then only you can really say the result is good or bad, you know. So, well, like a lot of founder of companies, like Tan Sri Asman also having a lot of question asked, a lot of sleepless night thinking about it, of course. But of course, there are many ways that we can structure it as a professionally run organization. It's just like I was talking about Harvard, Cambridge, you know, the University of Morocco and all this. It is all structured in a manner that it will not, the organization will not be damaged, because you have rules and KPIs and regulation put in place properly, so they select the right people to run the place. And if they don't run properly, they are out. You know, that should keep us on the toe and get the right people to run it, to run the place. Yeah.
Thank you, Tan Sri. And very quickly, the last one. In a recent interview for Merdeka, you signed off as a hopeful citizen of Malaysia. Do you feel the responsibility to ensure the nation progresses in a sustainable manner?
I think the day Professor Jeffrey Sachs was here, and we went to see Prime Minister Anwar, and then Deputy Prime Minister Fadila, and a few more ministers. To be honest, I'm very hopeful that the government of the day taking the sustainability, the SDG seriously, and I know, you know, the ESG is about transparency. ESG is about transparency, you know, and then SDG is about a goal that the UN set for us to follow, which is fantastic. And I always say that if we can achieve 70% of these SDG goals, Malaysia will be very happy people. All of us will be very happy. Our happiness index will be so fantastic. You know, it takes a bit of time to get there. We need every citizen to commit themselves that, look, we have to follow the SDG. And it is, you know, the UNSDSN, like Professor Jeffrey Sachs, that we have set up in Summer University, is about finding solution to help achieve the goal. Yeah, so everybody must think, help and do what we can for the world and for humanity. We are actually going to all for humanity, especially, I was talking to Tan Sri Osman, we are old guys, we are worried about the future generation, very worried about the future generation if we don't plan our policy right, you know, structure our things properly, you know. We don't want a war in Malaysia or, you know, that kind of thing, you know. So it is many years of hard work being destroyed if it ever happen. So I think we have to think very, very carefully if somebody instigate us to fight somebody. Yeah. So, you know, Allah, I mean, God doesn't ask us to fight. We are all their children. Thank you.
Thank you, Tan Sri, for those beautiful last words. And now, to close for us, Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Sri Menteri Besar. Datuk Sri, there are a few interesting questions here, but I don't think you would want to answer the one on potential BRICS impact on Terengganu membership. But I think what's more important is the question above. Bringing ideas into action is about taking a risk. What is your advice to the leaders here in taking a risk despite all the challenges? And if you could then also perhaps wrap up with, you know, your vision moving forward from this program.
Okey, terima kasih kepada yang mengemukakan persoalan. Life is full of risk. Daripada kita lahir sampai sekarang. So we cannot get away from risk in our life. Tak kira lah dalam apa jua perkara. Tinggal lagi ialah bagaimana how do we analyze the risk, and after all the information given to us, we deliberate, we study it carefully, and then we make assessment, and finally we make a decision and we go for it. Itu adalah normal proses yang perlu kita ikut dalam kita membuat penilaian kepada risiko-risiko yang ada dalam apa jua perkara lah, sama ada dalam syarikat ataupun dalam negeri kita. Satu lagi yang saya rasa saya nak tekankan ialah, mungkin ada yang bertanya kenapa program seperti apa yang kita buat hari ini, is it just to fulfill the requirement as a board of directors or chairman of GSC? Of course, ini adalah, this is a requirement that we need to do it. We need to have the program still from the morning until today. We discuss a lot of things about the governance, about the acts, and also so on and so forth. But above all, the most important thing, perkara yang paling penting yang kita nak dapat daripada usaha kita yang kita buat sedikit pada hari ini adalah sebenarnya lebih besar daripada itu lagi. It's not just to fulfill the requirement or the necessity to become board of directors. Pada saya, kita wajar menjadi model. We need to become a model state yang boleh dilihat oleh pihak di luar yang sebelum ini mungkin tidak ada kepercayaan kepada the group of people yang macam-macam kita ni. I mean, boleh ke orang seperti tuan-tuan yang ada ni boleh menerajui sebuah syarikat untuk mengemudi syarikat, menjadi role model kepada syarikat, sehingga negeri kita, negeri Terengganu yang sebagainya yang di Malay Belt ini tidak dipandang oleh orang-orang daripada luar, daripada Malay Belt. Maka sampai waktu dan ketikanya we need to stand up and say to them, we can be a good role model. The one that you cannot achieve in your place, we are going to achieve in Terengganu, and this is going to be the example. Contoh yang finally akan memberi keyakinan kepada orang-orang di luar sana, masuk daripada Sabah dan Sarawak, bahawa The group of people sebagaimana yang ada tuan-tuan pada hari ini is not a creatures that to be afraid of. Tak perlu ditakuti. Yakinlah bahawa mereka yang ada di sini dan seumpamanya ini adalah a group of people that you can trust and give them confidence to become your leaders di tempat-tempat mereka di negeri-negeri lain, insya-Allah. Saya rasa that's the role model yang kita nak tunjukkan bahawa kita boleh membangun negeri kita ini dengan cara yang terbaik.
Terima kasih Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri, berikan tepukan for that answer. On that note, tuan-tuan, puan-puan, we have come to the end of our forum today. Right at the end, we heard Yang Amat Berhormat sharing about in terms of taking risks, we cannot get away. We must become a role model. Therefore, we can instill confidence and trust. We've also spoken about the role of women in empowering industry, in becoming trailblazers like Tan Sri herself, and of course, being an inspiring model for sustainability in Asia. Tuan-tuan, puan-puan, I hope you have enjoyed today's session. As moderator, it's been a true privilege to moderate this esteemed panel. Sitting here, I've learned a lot. So once again, please give them a round of applause. Terima kasihlah banyak-banyak kepada tuan-tuan, puan-puan sendiri. On that note, once again, thank you to TI for the opportunity for this panel. Terima kasih, and I shall now pass the floor back to MC.
So ladies and gentlemen, please once again, please give a big round of applause to our moderator and panelists. We humbly ask our moderator and our esteemed panelists to remain on stage for the next part of this program. Now, as we conclude our program, we would like to take a moment to express our gratitude to those who have contributed their time and expertise. We have special handcrafted tokens of appreciation for our moderator, panelists, and special guests. This includes handcrafted plaques featuring 3 iconic landmarks of Terengganu, namely the Kuala Terengganu Drawbridge, the Marina Dome, and the Kenyir Lake Bridge. On that note, I'm pleased to invite Yang Berhormat Mulia Tengku Sri Bijaya Raja, Terengganu State Secretary, accompanied by Yang Berusaha Encik Burhanuddin Hilmi Muhammad Al-Ais Harun, President and Group Chief Executive Officer of Terengganu Inc. on stage for this session. Please welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, first I would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Sri Sir Dr. Jeffrey Chia, founder and chairman of Sunway Group, to the stage to receive the Kuala Terengganu Drawbridge plaque. Please welcome. The Kuala Terengganu Drawbridge is a striking bridge that connects important parts of the city. Its modern design and stunning night illumination make it a prominent landmark and a symbol of the city's progress. Thank you, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Sri Sir Dr. Jeffrey Chia. Up next, I would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Dr. Sharifah Zahra Shaikh Ahmad, former Secretary General of the Malaysia Ministry of Communication and Multimedia, to receive the Marina Dome plaque. Please welcome. The Marina Dome is renowned for its modern and futuristic design, featuring a striking large dome structure. It stands as one of the iconic landmarks cherished by both local and tourists. Next, I would like to invite our moderator, Encik Daniel Abdul Rahman, the Chief Executive Officer of the Asian Strategy and Leadership Institute, to receive the next token. Encik Daniel will be receiving Batik Terap, a special cloth that entails story of the rich legacy of Terengganu. Last but not least, I would like to call upon the stage Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Syed Azman Taib Ibrahim, Chairman of on stage to receive the next token. Tan Sri Syed Azman will be receiving the Kenyir Lake Bridge plaque. Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri, for information, the Kenyir Bridge is located at Tasik Kenyir, the largest man-made lake in Southeast Asia, Surrounded by pristine rainforests, it is not only a paradise for nature lovers, but also a key source of hydroelectric powers for the region. Now, I would like to invite everyone on stage for a photo session. With that, I would also like to invite Yang Berhormat, Dato' Sri Narasetya on stage to also join the photo session. Please welcome. I kindly request Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Insinyur Dr. Ahmad Samsuri Mohtar, Yang Berhormat Mulia Encik Burhanuddin and Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Sri Dr. Jeffrey Chia to remain on stage as Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Sri Sir Dr. Jeffrey Chia has also prepared token of appreciation for Yang Berhormat Mulia Encik Burhanuddin. As for the rest of our esteemed guests, I kindly invite you to take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, this token from Sunway Group showcases the skyline of Kuala Lumpur, including its landmarks, namely the Sunway Resort Hotel, Sunway Pyramid, Sunway Lagoon Theme Park, Sunway University, and Sunway Medical Center. With that, I first invite Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Samsuri Mohtar to receive the first token of appreciation. Next, I would like to invite Yang Berhormat Mulia Tengku Sriwijaya Raja to receive the next token of appreciation. Last but not least, I'm pleased to invite Yang Berusaha Encik Burhanuddin Hilmi Muhammad Elias Harun to receive the token of appreciation from Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Sri Sir Dr. Jeffrey Chia. I'm pleased to invite our esteemed guests to take a seat. Yang Berhormat, Yang Berhormat, Yang Berhormat, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri, Datuk-Datuk, members of the floor. As we conclude this significant event, I, on behalf of the organizing committee and the Terengganu Inc. Group, would like to express our deepest gratitude to each and every one of you. Your engagement, participation, and support has turned this program not just into a success, but a milestone in our journey towards excellence. Before we close the curtain, I kindly ask everyone to gather in front of the stage for a group photo session. Please welcome.